Many years ago, I don't know, probably, Landry, maybe 2016, we were up in Minnesota. And I always thought it was really funny because I looked at it after that. But we were up in Minnesota at the Mall of America. Number one, I don't like being in a big city. Number two, I don't like being somewhere where I don't know. And so we was in a parking deck at the Mall of America in Minnesota. And we get, and Colton and my nephew Christian, they was going to race down the steps and try to beat us down in the elevator. Me and Brandy and Landry got on there. Landry was, I guess that was 2015. So Landry would have been about 10 years old at the time. And we get in the elevator, and Landry said, "Oh, Daddy, I thought there was something in there." And I said, "It is." And there was a guy built in the corner, knelt down with a black cape on, with a mask on. And he come up with a knife and come at me. Well, the first thing I did was push her and Brandy behind me. And, of course, I blocked his knife, and I choked him out. I think he learned his lesson that day. So after I choked the boy out, the door's open, and there's Colton and my nephew staring at us like, why's Daddy choking that dude out? And there was two other boys out there, and I let that boy go, and he hugged me. He said, "I'm sorry, sir, we was just trying to play an elevator prank on you." I said, "I don't know how the men in Minnesota are, but I'll tell you this, where I come from in Georgia, I'll get you killed real fast." And the only reason I probably didn't kill him was when he stabbed at me with a knife and I blocked it with my arm, I felt it was plastic and I felt it thump off of me. So I just figured I'd choke him out. But after that, after I pushed Landry back, I realized the whole rest of that trip, and like I said, she was only about 10 years old. Boy, she stayed right beside me the whole time. I'm kind of hoping she saw that not only does my daddy tell me that he would die to protect me, he showed it. Because my first instinct wasn't to run when that guy turned around with a knife. My first instinct was I pushed them behind me. Why? Because that's what God instilled in me, to protect my family. To show them, hey, whatever's coming, I want to protect them. I would have been really embarrassed if I'd run over in the corner and screamed. You go over and scream like a girl, then I'd be talking afterwards. Boy, he better be glad I probably would have just went ahead and got a divorce and moved away so nobody ever see me again. But I hope that they saw that I proved, hey, I'll die for you if I have to. I will. Jesus Christ proved it. Jesus Christ went all the way for us to lay down his life. God loved us that much that he gave his only begotten son to die that we could have salvation. What is our worth? What do we see in our worth? Like I said, not to be built up with pride. Not to be built up with pride within ourselves, but do we see the love that God has upon us? Do we see the value God sees in us? Do we see that God looks at us and he loved us enough to give his perfect son for us? Jesus Christ loved us enough to say, "I'll go for him, Father." If that's the only way, if that's the only chance they have of not dying and going to hell, I'll go for them. That's love. They see something in us. They see the love and value in us. And I hope we can see that too. There's times, yes, we sink into depression, no doubt. But think about that. When we start feeling down, when we start feeling this way, think about how God sees us. Think about the value that God sees in us. Oh, the devil's going to get in your head and tell you all kind of stuff. But think about the love and value that God sees in us. We prove it right here by reading these things that I just read to you right here in the Word of God.